Right, 7.09 times by 10 to the 6 means that what does it mean? Times by 10 6 times. So we move the decimal point 6 times, 6 places to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Copy, copy, copy. That's a word that students like. Copy. So we have now here 1, 2, 3, 4 empty gaps. 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. The decimal point normally lands at the end, but we don't need it. That's reason we. Hamza, can you mark your work please, yeah? As you go on. Okay, question number 2, it says 6.41 times by 10 to the minus 5. So I need to move backward for that one, let's move that out. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To the left. Minus means move left. So 6, 4, 1. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 gaps. 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. And to make it all sound good, we put an extra zero at the front of the point. Are you happy with that topic? Got that right?
Yeah.
Next one, 9.99 times by 10 to the 4. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4. So copy, copy, copy the numbers down. 2 empty gaps, 2 zeros, finish. 225,000. Decimal point is currently where? At the end. We need it to be where? Between these two numbers. So the number now reads 2.55. Now, how do we get it back to the original number? Ifra? 1, 2, 3, 4. How many jumps forward? 5 jumps to the right. So the power is plus 5 or just 5 on its own. This number here, the decimal point Fira is currently here, but we need it to be there. So the number reads 5.17. So this is the part, the standard form part. So we've got to say from here, I'll go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 places. So that would be minus 4. Okay, the decimal point is here, Mr. Saf. We need the decimal point to be there, so the number reads 6.07. So the number is between 1 and 10. 6.07 times by 10 to the power of, so we go 1, 2, 3, 3 jumps to the left. So the answer will be minus 3. Okay folks, tick your work, we got that right. And we move on now. Okay. Now what I want you to do now is calculations involving standard form. Okay, here we go. So we got 4 times by 10 to the power of minus 8 times by 2 times by 10 to the power of minus 5. That's how the question is originally written. Okay, let's look at this question first. If you have a calculation like this, what we can do first of all is we can, what can we do?
Get rid of the bracket.
Get rid of the brackets. Brackets are not necessary. First is where the question can be set out. Now we have a number part and a indice part. Number part, indice part. Now, most students think that this is one solid piece of concrete. It's not. There's 2 elements there, a number and an indice part. Okay? Happy with that? Now, let's split it up. Let's do the numbers first. So 4 times by 2, write that first. And then times by 10 to the power of minus 8, times that by 10 to the power of minus 5. So right there, we deal with the number parts first, and then we deal with the numbers of the indices afterwards. What does that give us? So 4 times by 2 will give us 8. 10 to the power of minus 8 times by 10 to the power of minus 5. Now when the bottom numbers are the same, what we do with the top numbers? We add them. So minus 8 add minus 5 is like saying I owe you 8 and I owe you 5. So that minus, that'll give you minus 13. So that'll give you 8 times by 10 to the power of minus 13. Okay, remember you're adding two negative numbers, that gives you a bigger negative number. Okay? So that's going to be the answer for that kind of calculation now. Do we need to use a calculator for that? No. Next question. Now, again, what we need to do, we need to partition the question off. We've got the numerical numbers here. We've got the numbers with the indices here. Right, what is 3 divided by 6? Umar? 3 divided by 6 will give you half. Half. Or we can write it as 0.5. Be better for this kind of question. Now, okay, Rutaba, 10 to the power of minus 10 divided by 10 to the power of minus 6. The rule for when we're dividing, it's the same numbers. What do you do there with the indices? We minus them. So when you're dividing, you minus indices. So we're going to have here now, minus 10 is the first indice, and then minus the second indice, which is minus 6. Okay, we got minus 10 minus minus 6. What happens with these two minuses? They become plus. Okay. So you can now the question, the first minus stays as it is, becomes still minus 10, and those two minuses become a plus. Okay? Minus become plus. Minus 10 add 6. Now, I owe you £10, but I only have £6. So after paying you the 6, I will still owe you 4. So that'll give us
minus 4.
Okay, this is an excellent question here. Now, I've got the answer. Quick question. Is this answer in standard form?
No.
No. It looks like standard form, but it's not standard form. What's wrong with this question, Tabo? You can have, you know, that was, for example, you can have 6.4 times by 10 to the 7. You can have decimal. That's fine. The decimal part's fine. Okay, what was the rule for a standard form question?
It's got to be from 1 to 10.
It's got to be big, between 1 and 10. Is that number between 1 and 10?
No.
No. So even though it looks like it's a standard form question, it's not standard form at all. So we need to do a bit of an adjustment. Okay? So now we got to think 0.5 should really be, what should it really be then? It should really be 5.0. So the decimal point is currently here, but we want it to be there at the end. So we have to modify it. We have to adjust it. Okay. Now you have to think, now from here, the original point, how many jumps backwards did we have to do? We have to jump back how many times? 4 times. Yeah, 4 times. The minus 4 means that we jump 4 times. Now, if I put it 1 extra position back here, so we're going to have an extra jump. So it's going to be 4 jumps from the original place plus the extra jump. So that gives us how many jumps now? 5. That's standard form. So if you got that in your calculation, that's not your answer. You have to finish it, you have to tidy it up. Okay? Similarly, since we're on this kind of theme now, let me just throw you quick with a question, a quick one. Say for example, you get an answer and the answer reads like this. Okay, so after you've done the calculation, you got this is the answer. Is that standard form? No, because this number is too big. So the decimal point is currently where? At the end of the number. But we want the decimal point, Afira, to be between these two. So the number now is 2.7. So you have to think, from the original point, how many jumps to the right did we do originally? How many jumps? 5. We're moving the point 1 place back, so how many extra jumps are we going to do? Another one, isn't it? An extra jump in the same direction. So that 5 now becomes a 6. And that is standard form. That is not standard form, the original one. Okay, so that's some calculation. Now, when you're doing the multiplying and dividing, we can deal with them there and then. Do the multiplying number bits first and divide the number bits first and do that part separately. Now, how do we deal with addition and subtraction questions? So let's go to this first. Okay. Afira, can you just slowly jump up and have a quick check that everything else is there? Okay, here comes the next question, additional ones. Is okay?
Yeah.
So you have 4 times by 10 to the power of minus 4. Add 2 times by 10 to the power of minus 4. 5 times by 10 to the minus 3. Okay. Minus 2.3 times by 10 to the power minus 3. Here's the next two questions. Now, so Mr. Umar, do you remember I done the previous question where I just got the brackets and I dealt with the number of bits first or something? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Can we do that in this case?
No.
No. Can't do that now. You can't just get rid of the brackets and say, oh, well, we'll deal with the number bits first and deal with the indices bit later. Because we're not multiplying or dividing. That was for multiplying and dividing, that kind of luxury. Now, what we can do is work these out. We actually need to change them into normal numbers and then add them when you do addition and subtraction. So when you're doing addition and subtraction calculations, then we need to actually write it out. So 4 times by 10 to the minus 4 means what? It means 4 from here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the actual number is what? 0.0004. Is that right? So we have to change the number into a proper number.
Is it, are you missing one more?
No,
No,
one.
no, you're not.
No, yeah? Three empty jumps, 3 zeros. This one here, 2 times by 10 to the minus 4. So here's your 2, decimal point, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the answer is, so the number is,
No.
now what's the question say it wants to do with these numbers? Add them. Put them underneath. So what's it giving us?
0.006.
Okay, now if you want to change that number back into one of those numbers, what would you do?
Times.
So 6 times by 10 to the power of minus 4, because the decimal point will go here, and you go 1, 2, 3, 4 to get it back to where it was. Okay? Now, it looks as though I just added the first numbers and I've used the same powers. That's only because the powers are the same. It works out that way. Okay, let's change this number a bit. We got minus 3 in there. Let's make that minus 2. Okay, oh, we're doing this the right way around. We should make this one the bigger one. Okay, minus a smaller number. Minus 2. That minus 3. Okay, next question we got minus question now. 5 times by 10 to the minus 2. What does that give us? 5 and then 1, 2.
Yeah.
So that gives us 0.05. Okay? What's that give us? This one here. 2.31. So that gives you 2.3. Fira, how many jumps to the left?
3.
So what's the number then?
0.023.
Yeah? Right, that's good enough. I'll put the numbers in the wrong place there. Now, it says this number take away that number, so is this one take away that one. So let's write on the bottom. 0.0223. Okay, that looks right. Okay, I'll put 2 extra zeros in here, Mr. Saf, because there's 2 zeros missing on the top, just to make them line up so it looks like a nice decimal question. Now we have to work that out. So, right, let's start over here. Let's get rid of this for a second. We're going to take away question now. Folks, we start from the right hand side. I hope you haven't forgot to do takeaway questions. I know we're doing GCSE higher. Hope you haven't forgotten to do takeaway. 0 take away 3, can we do it yes or no? No. Can we borrow from the next 0?
No.
From the 5?
Yeah.
That becomes a?
4.
That becomes a?
10.
And then you borrow from the 10, that becomes a?
9.
And that becomes a 10. Right. Let's try the question now. So we got 10 take away 3 is?
7.
9 take away 2 is?
7.
4 take away nothing is? Nothing take away nothing is? Nothing take away nothing is? Done. Okay, so it's a standard form question. We have to change them into normal numbers, add a few extra zeros, take away like normal and add like normal if it's adding question. Okay, Omar? You happy with that idea? Different than multiply and divide, isn't it? Yeah? So now we got this number here, Omar, we want to make it in standard form. Decimal point is currently here, but we want the decimal point to be there. Why do we want to be there? Because now the number reads between 1 and 10. So it becomes 4.77 times by 10 to the power of, from there you're going to go 1, 2 to get back. So it'll be minus 2. Okay. Are we happy with that, folks?